So the first thing I want you to do is when you come back from spring break, make sure that you try to finish your chapter 1 through chapter 8, all the assignment. Please use the spring break to work on that, because when we come back from spring break, we're going to have one more exams, and then I'm going to start working on your signature assignment, and then we are going to be getting ready towards the end of the class. Please use the spring break to work on all your missing assignment in the Connect and try to finish everything, please, up to from chapter 1 through chapter 8. Tonight, I am going to be looking a new topic. We call it business cycles. And then I'll talk about unemployment. And finally, I will also talk about inflation. So in the world of microeconomics, there are 3 goals that we teach, especially in microeconomics. Number one, it is that we want to have an economic growth. So we went through that last week, a positive economic growth. And we went through what is economic growth, what are the factors and the drivers of economic growth, and how to measure economic growth. The second one in microeconomics is that we want to have full employment. In any economy, we want to have full employment, meaning we want to have the lowest rate of inflation. We want to lower the rate of unemployment, and then we want to have a price stability. So we want economic growth, we want to, reduce the rate of unemployment, and also we want price stability, meaning we want to reduce inflation rate. So today, I'm going to be talking about the 2 major important concepts and topics in the whole of microeconomics is unemployment and inflation. And before then, I'll talk about business cycle. By definition, business cycle is the short-term fluctuations experienced in the economy due to changes in the levels of economic activities. It means the ups and downs, the fluctuations is the ups and downs, the expansion and contractions in the economy due to changes in the level of economic activities. There are 4 levels or 4 phases of business cycle. The first one is the peak. The second one, we call it a recession. The third one, we call it a trough. And the fourth one, we call it an expansion. So let me show you on a graph. So when you look at this, the business cycle, we put the real GDP right here. The GDP is the gross domestic product, the total value of goods and services, the market values of all the goods and services produced in a nation within a period of time, in a fiscal year. So, and this is time. So you can see the economy can go up to the peak. The peak is a period where we have economic prosperity, where we have economic boom. And then, it goes to the peaks and it started coming down. When the economy is receding or is, the GDP is shrinking, we call it a recession. And sometimes it can even go to the rock, but it can go to the bottom. Here we call it a trough, or what we call economic downturn or a disaster. And of course, if the economy take the necessary policy, prescriptions, and intervention, then it can start growing. And then we have an expansion, or what we call a recovery and expansion. And then it continues like that over a period of time. These ups and downs in any economy or in any economic activities of a nation is called the business cycle. And of course, at the peaks here, we have prosperity, we have highest GDP. Of course, at this peak, we have the lowest unemployment rate. Now, at these troughs is when we have the highest unemployment rate, because the economy is down. And when the economy is down, you can tell what is happening. So it's a counter-cyclical to the unemployment rate. So I want to talk about, before we talk about unemployment, we want to talk about the labor force. So the questions I want to ask somebody in this class, can anybody tell me what is the population of the United States? Just give me a number. What is the population of the United States? What is the US population? What is the?
Do you want us to Google it?
No, you can Google it, or you can tell me if you know it.
Someone in chat said 360 million.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Do you think that everybody in that population are already working?
No.
Exactly. So when we talk about a labor force, we are only talking about two groups of people. The two groups of people are those that are employed right now and those that are unemployed but actively seeking a job. So the labor force, however, does not include people that are under age of 16. If you are under the age of 16, you are not considered as part of the labor force. And if somebody is institutionalized, either they have some disabilities or one form of something and they cannot work, they are not considered as part of our labor force. Or this person have been out of work for less than a week. If you have been out of work for less than a week, you'll not be counted. And if you have not actively sought employment for the past 4 weeks, you're not going to be included in the labor force. So for example, so the labor force, one part of the labor force is those that are employed, those ones that are employed. So if you are employed, it means the number of people in the economy who hold a full or a part-time positions. However, we also have the unemployed. The unemployed is the number of people in the economy who have not had a job at least a week, but actively searching for employment in the last 4 weeks. So we call those unemployed. So unemployment in the United States always fluctuates ups and downs. It is measured every month, the first Friday of each month. So the first Friday of each month, that number will come out. So can anybody tell me if the number comes out and let's say, I'll talk about that later on. Now, there are 3 types of unemployment I'm going to discuss in this class. The first one is called cyclical unemployment, frictional unemployment, and structural unemployment. These are the 3 types of unemployment that we're going to talk in this class. Basically, I'm going to start with the frictional unemployment. A frictional unemployment occurs when somebody graduated from college and that person got a degree in, say, for example, marketing, and he got a job maybe as a salesman, or maybe he got a job in the IT department, but he's looking for a job in the field of marketing, where the jobs that are available right now are in, say, for example, maybe production. So the jobs are available, but the qualification does not match the jobs that are available. So we say this person is searching or waiting for jobs. This person is said to be frictionally unemployed, meaning the jobs are there, but this person's qualification is not matching the jobs that are available. Sometimes this person can even take the job, but guess what? It's actually searching. In some textbook, they call this, search unemployment, meaning this person got a job, but he's still searching, he's still in the job market looking for a job. Or it could be a mismatch between jobs qualification and the jobs that are available, the skills that are needed, or between the jobs qualification or location. Maybe this person is looking for a job in Dallas, but the jobs that are available right now are in Houston. So we say this person is frictionally unemployed. Now, this type of unemployment is always going to be with us. We will always have this. People will always try to change their jobs. So we are always going to have this. Maybe in our economy, this type of people will be about 2% of our labor force that are frictionally unemployed. Now, structural unemployment. Structural unemployment occurs when the skills that some workers have today are no longer needed. Therefore, they become unemployed. So for example, let's say you are working in a factory, and all of a sudden, the factory decided to use a new machine, And this new machine can do the job, and therefore you are not needed again. So you become unemployed. That is called structural unemployment. Structural unemployment occurs as a result of changes in the operations or in the way jobs are done. So example, several years ago, Walmart decided to implement something called self-checkouts. Self-checkout. So for example, you go to Walmart, before they used to have 30 people on the cash registers. The cash registers, they have 30 people at the checkout. But today, they probably have one or two because they have these things, this machine that can do it and do it fast. And those people become unemployed. So the skills that some workers have to offer simply do not match the skill needed today in the economy. In this, with structural unemployment, we're always going to have this because of innovation, of new technology, also innovation in radical innovations, incremental innovations, technologies will always come to replace human beings. And this will probably, about 3% of this always occur in our society. So frictional unemployment, structural unemployment, these two together will always be in our economy. Now, the third one is called the cyclical unemployment. The cyclical unemployment is the unemployment that is as a result of the business cycle, the ups and downs in the economy. When the economy is up, unemployment is low. When the economy is down, unemployment goes up. When the economy is up, unemployment goes down. So the unemployment that results from the fluctuations in the business cycle, So this is the real one that we want to discuss. What can cause, cyclical unemployment? It's very critical, So we want to see most of these issues that can lead to cyclical unemployment. So I want to talk about unemployment rate. Unemployment rate is measured every month. It's measured the first Friday of each month. So unemployment rate is measured by the number of unemployed workers divided by the labor force multiplied by 100. So let's take an example. Let's say in the United States, we have 150 million people work in our labor force, but only 138 people are working. Therefore, we have 12 million people not working. So if you want to find the unemployment, we have 12 million out of 150 million. So you put it there and you calculate it, it's 8%. So we said our unemployment rate is 8%. So here is a question for you, for somebody. Let's say last month, the number comes out to be 8%. And this month, let's say it comes out to be 6%. What can you tell me between last month and this month? So last month, it comes out to be 8%. And this month, it comes out to be 6%. What can you tell me about the state of our economy? Anybody, quickly.
It's growing.
Very good. It means we are adding more jobs. Thank you. Meaning the economy is growing. I love that. And vice versa, if that number goes up, it means we are losing jobs and it means the economy is bad. So it is tracked every month. Every month, the first Friday of each month, the number comes out. Currently, can somebody Google it? What is the unemployment rate in the United States? It came out last Friday. Can somebody Google it for me? What is the current unemployment rate in the United States? It came out last Friday. Google it and tell me, what is the current unemployment rate in the United States?
3.4%.
You said what?
3.4%.
You're absolutely right. 3.4%. That means we are having one of the lowest unemployment rates so far in the United States. So this is good. It means the economy is good. And, policymakers, politicians, they always track this thing. And especially because we're in the election year, you'll be hearing that, oh, if that rate goes up, Trump is going to say, you see, we are not doing good, but, right now it's 3.4, so you're good. So let's talk about something called the natural rate of unemployment, because in the United States, we've tracked our economy for over a period of time. And we know that, look, in the United States, we are always going to have frictional unemployment, people that are always going to change their job or looking for a way to change their job. And also we know because of technology, it's going to cause structural unemployment. Together with this, when we add those two numbers together, we normally have about 5 to 6%. When our unemployment rate is about 5 to 6%, we call that our natural rate of unemployment. Usually it's about 5.6%. So if our unemployment rate in the United States is about 5.6%, oh, we said we are good. We have it. In fact, we call that full employment. So the natural rate of unemployment equals the sum of frictional and the structural rate of unemployment, because these two are always going to be with us. An economy that is operating with frictional and structural unemployment rates only, we consider that to be fully employed economy. An economy that is operating at the natural rate is called a fully employed economy. So we have full employment. We have a full employment. So because the natural rate is always going to be with us. The structural and the frictional are always going to be with us. Now, the next one for tonight is called inflation. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. This is a big problem in the economy in the past 4 years. In the past 4 years in the United States, we haven't seen this before. Prices have been going up. You know, when you go to Walmart 4 years ago, I'd go in with $100. I can fill my cart. But today, when you go with $100, you can hardly buy one or two things. The money is gone. The reason is that prices of things have been going up in the United States. And for the past 70 years in the United States, we've been having a very stable prices. In fact, the rate has been very stable. But in the past 2 years, in the past 3-4 years, we've just seen a phenomenal increase in price level. In fact, this is one of the problems we have in the United States today. Of course, during COVID, it happened, and also during the pandemic and the war in Ukraine and Russia and all of those places have caused the price level to go up. Inflation is a general increase in prices of goods and services. So inflation, for example, you can buy less with the same amount of money. So look at that. Yesterday, with $1, you can buy a gallon of milk. And today, you can, with the same money, you can buy what? Half a gallon. It means the purchasing power, the power of the dollar has gone down. Before it's giving you 1 gallon, now it's giving you half a gallon. So it makes it, it's eroding or it's causing the money value, the values of money to go down. So what are the causes of inflation? Number one, if there is economic-wide changes in the demand or for supply of goods and services. If the demand for goods and services are going up too much, then it's going to cause the prices to go up. It's called the demand pull inflation. As the demand is going up, it's pulling the prices to go up. And also supply, if the supply is shrinking and the demand is still the same. In economics, we call that, supply, or it's called cost push inflation. As the supply is going down, cost is going up. So we call that cost push inflation, but that's another topic for you. Changes in the money supply. If there's too much money in the economy, then, when there's too much money, when people have too much money, there are too much money chasing few goods, and therefore prices will tend to go up. Now, how do we measure inflation? We measure inflation through one of these indexes. One is called the Consumer Price Index. So we track this every now and then. So look at that. An economic indicator used to measure over time the average price of market basket of goods and services purchased by the typical household. So the government measures and they track what a typical household buys. For example, the food that we buy, market basket. So for example, most households will spend money on food and beverages, housing, apparel, transportation, medical care, recreation, education and communications, cell phone, and so on. So let's see. Let's calculate the consumer price index. So for example, first of all, we identify, this is what they do, they identify the market's basket of goods and services that a typical consumer will buy. And then we collect their prices for the basket over a specific period of time. We calculate the market value of the basket for each time. And then we compare them, divide the market value for each period by the market value of a particular base year. We choose a base year and then we multiply by. So for example, let's take a look. Let's say a typical consumer buy apples and iPad. We are just playing with this. So we collect the prices. So the first year, Apple is $5 each. In the second year, it's $10. Prices have gone up. It's $7. iPad is $185. In the second year, is $189. Prices have gone up. So if most people buy 3 bags of apples at $5, so they spend $15. One tab is $185. So typically the value is $185. And the other one, if they buy 3, so yeah, the total is $200. Yeah, in the second year, they still buy 3 bags, but it's now $7, it's $21. One tab is $189. So now they are spending, for the same amount of goods, they are spending $210. Prices have gone up. So we compare to measure the inflation or the consumer price index. The first year is the base year, 200 divided by 200 is 100%. So in the first year, it has not changed, 100%. The second year, you can see 210 divided by the base year, 200. So here we have 105. Basically, it has gone up by 5%. If you want to do that, so you can use the CPI to measure inflation. The consumer price index, or what we call the CPI, and inflation. The CPI measures price changes over time, and inflation is an increases in general price level. Prices are going up. We can compare the CPI across time to measure inflation. So you can compare that. Look at that. The first year is 100. The second year is 150, 105. So 105 minus 100 divided by 100 multiplied by 100. Just basically, what is the change? Is 5%. So in this case, the overall prices has gone up by 5%. That's how we measure that. Now, there are 2 types of income so that you understand this, and it has to do with inflation. The first one is called nominal income, or what we call nominal value. The amount, the actual number of dollar received in exchange for the different resources available today in the economy. So for example, if my income is, say for example, $1,000 today, in today's value, that is my nominal income in today's value. But can anybody tell me $1 4 years ago and $1 today, which one worth more? $1 5 years ago and $1 today, which one worth more?
$1 5 years ago.
Thank you. Why?
Because the price is inflated, making the dollar today less.
You are very absolutely right. It's called inflation. You use the right word. The price has gone up. So my $1,000 today, my income is nominal income. If I really want to know the value, then I have to deflate it. I have to deflate it to get my real income. So the real income represents the amount of goods and services that I can purchase with the nominal income. So look at that. The real income takes the nominal income divided by the CPI in hundreds. So for example, the first year, I have nominal income is 20K. My CPI is 100. So, you know, in hundreds, it's 1. The second year, I'm making more money, 30K, but the inflation is now here. So look at that now. So if I really want to know my real income, you take that 20,000 in the first year divided by, look at that, in this, you see, The 30,000 in the second year divided by 1.05, you can see the money has shrinked. Look at the value. So though I'm making 30,000, but they can only give me worth of $28,571 because inflation has set in. Inflation is a continuum increase in general price level. So if you want to find the real income, the percentage change in your real income is approximately equals to the percentage change in nominal income minus the percentage change in prices. Prices have gone up, inflation. I'm going to show you a quick video that I did on this. I had a couple of interviews on this recently.
The Federal Reserve recently raised the interest rate in an effort to slow down inflation. So what short-term impact can consumers expect from this? Dr. Osho, an economist and associate professor at Prairie View A&M University, joins us this morning to discuss. Good morning, Dr. Osho. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So there's been a lot of talk about inflation, high gas prices. Can you explain to us and our viewers what is happening in the economy and why are we seeing higher prices?
Yeah, good morning, viewers. A couple of things been happening in the economy in the past couple of years, let's say in the past 3 years, because of the pandemic, and then shortly because of the war in Ukraine. Number one, it is that the price of food items, the price of non-food items have been going up. So currently we have seen inflation in the economy. Prices are going up in all sectors of the economy. Reasons for this could be several factors in the economy. Number one, the war in Ukraine is causing a shortage of crude, and then also it's causing grain shortage. And also the pandemic is causing it's disrupting the supply chain of food items around the United States.
And taking a look and considering what you just told us, what could lead us to a recession then?
Okay. Recession technically is when the economy is slowing down. It's a decline, it's a significant decline in the economic activities. So a couple of things eventually will lead us to recession. Number one, the Fed just announced last week an increase in the interest rate. So when this happened, it trickled down into the all sectors of the economy. Prices of housing begin to go up as a result of interest rate. Number one, when the interest rate goes up, it affects the housing market. The sales of housing market, for example, goes down. Builders are not building. Sales are down. Profits of companies are down, and eventually they start laying off. This will lead us to recession in every area, in every sectors of our economy, in food, in non-food items. So we're already seeing this. So many economists models out there are predicting that we probably see a recession either in the beginning of next year or in the middle of next year.
Okay, and so how can people prepare now for a potential recession, and what are some things to really look out for?
Oh, that's a great question. The Fed is actually doing the right thing. Then the people also have to look at their budget, either save more, spend less because harder times are coming. So people have to look at their budget. They have to move things around in their budget to save for the rainy day. So we have to change our spending individually, consumers as well as a nation. So this is what we need to do. We need to prepare for this upcoming recession. Definitely, it's going to affect every sector, every sectors of our economy.
Right, yeah, something that we're all looking out for. And as you mentioned, bottom line, take a look at your budget and be mindful of that spending. Well, we appreciate your time. Dr. Osho joining us this morning from Prairie View A&M University. We appreciate your time.
Okay, guys, how do you see about that interview? Anybody? Can somebody tell me about the interview? What do you gather from that interview?
There was a recession, or there was like a recession that was coming.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to take attendance, guys. Please help me with this. Make sure that you use the rest of this break to finish your chapter 1 through chapter 8. Hey, guys, I want to help everybody in this class. So you got to help me to help you, okay? So I'm going to take attendance and then I will let you go early today. Do I have Natalia here? Natalia? Do I have Bright? Cynthia? Gabby? Am I in the right class? Gabby? Shavana? Am I in the right class? Juliet?
You're in the right.
Do you Juliet, is Juliet here?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Shavana? Daniela? Dodi?
Here. I'm
Thank
here.
you. Okay. Bella? Jesus? Flores?
Here.
Oh. Evan?
Here.
John? Amara? Lee Blanc?
Hey, Gabby's here. Her mic's not working.
Oh, okay, Gabby. Sorry. Carly?
I'm here. And Amira also said she's here. She said it in chat.
Amir. Okay, Amir. Okay. Okay. Kayla?
Here.
Thank you. Samantha? Samantha? Martinez? McLean? Addison? Juliet?
Here.
Nicholas?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Olivia? Perez? Perez?
I'm here.
Alexia?
I'm here.
Okay. Celos? Sophia?
Salis is here. He said in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Sophia? Anna?
I'm here.
Thank you. Terry?
I'm here.
Okay. Jonathan?
Here.
Good, Jonathan. Vu? Casey? White?
I'm here.
Good. Williams?
Here.
Okay, if I don't call your name, let me know. If I mark you absent, let me know. Okay, do you have any questions for me? Anybody?